Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly CRM call. Great to see everybody here today. Today, first I should introduce myself. My name is Tamara. I am the host here at Sales Process. I host the call every Tuesday mornings or Monday evenings, depending on where you live. And then also on Thursdays, I'm here. So today, oh, you can't hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Tamara.
Oh, okay. Thanks, John. Karen cannot hear me. It must be something on your end. Okay. All right. Well, today what we're going to be going over is we're going to be talking about how can we introduce urgency into our marketing? How can we introduce the urgency for someone to purchase or to buy? And also to talk about how to use that in the software. There's a couple of different ways now that we can use urgency with some of the features. And so we're going to be going over what we call countdown timers. And countdown timers are just something that you've probably seen on websites and funnels, experienced in your own shopping online. They're very, very popular. And we're just going to talk about how now you can use them both in your sales funnels and websites, and also in your email. You can use them. So we are going to look at the strategy first. So why would we want to introduce urgency into our buying process? Well, sometimes when we offer a bonus price or a sales price, we want it only to be for a limited time offer. We don't want to offer that for the lifetime of the product, right? So using a countdown timer can be very useful in that situation because it gives the buyer a visual representation of how much time they have to secure this product at that price. And so using a countdown timer can be a really powerful way to get people to realize that this is only for a limited time and they need to take action now. They can't just wait until forever, right? So let's go into our sales process account. I welcome you to open your screens along with me, follow along with me inside of your account. Feel free to unmute and ask questions if you, as we're going along here. I want this to be as interactive as possible. So please do, if you have a question, please jump in. I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to talk about countdown timers. Okay, so there's a couple of different places that you can create or build your countdown timer. And I just want to explain the difference between those places. So inside of your sales process account, you have a marketing area here. If you go to marketing, you'll notice that at the top, up here, you have countdown timers. Okay. Now, these countdown timers, if you create these in this area, they can be used in both the email that you send out and your funnel. Okay. So let's take a look at this and we're just going to explore what this looks like here. And you'll see I've done a few demonstrations and lessons on these before, but this area, so inside of marketing and up here at countdown timers is where we're at. And we're just going to go and explore the different types of countdown timers that there are. And I'm going to explain the difference. Okay. So when we click on the button new, it brings us to this area here. And the first thing that you need to do when you're in this area is take a look through and find the countdown timer that you like, sort of the style of it. Now you can always change colors and that sort of thing along the way. but you can choose the countdown timer that you want to appear. I'm just going to grab this one. Once you select the countdown timer, then down here, it's going to say continue with this template. And so you just click continue. And then the very first thing that we need to do is give the countdown timer a name. Now, we haven't determined what type of countdown timer it is, and we're going to go over the 3 different types that there are. But first of all, we want to give this a name, right? So I'm going to give this name so I know which one it is in my very long list of names. And then we're going to talk about the different types of countdown timers. Okay. So over here on the side, you have your types. You have a fixed type, you have a recurring type, and you have a dynamic type. The fixed type acts like a regular countdown timer. If you have ever built or used a countdown timer inside of your funnel pages, this acts exactly that way. It is a set time in the future, and all it does is it just counts backwards to that time, right? So here it's a fixed time in the future. You can tell the set up what time and day it's going to be at just by clicking in here. We can put, we say it's April 30th, and we can also edit the time here. So a lot of times countdown timers usually end at the end of the day. And so what I'll do is I'll set it for 11:59 for that day, right? There we go. And hit OK. All right. So that's how you can set your time. So then you'll see up here that it shows that's 27 days, how many hours, minutes away. It's always going to automatically default to the time zone that you have set in your business profile of your account. Maybe that's not the time zone that you want it to expire, because if you're a global company, maybe you want it to expire sort of at the Pacific time instead of Eastern time, or whichever. So you can set your time zone here. The next thing that's really important to know about countdown timers is that it requires 2 links. It requires the link. If someone clicks on the countdown timer when it's active, where is it supposed to go? It takes them to the active sales page or active order form that is currently displaying the sales price, right? Then you also need a link. Where is this going to take somebody if the time has expired? So essentially, you need to build an expired countdown timer page, right? That says on the page, oops, looks like you missed out at this time, right? This offer is no longer valid. So you need to have those 2 links available before you build your timer. Okay? So I just want to point that out there. And then you can also, up at the top here, so we're in the general tab here, you can also go in here and change the styling of the countdown timer. So if you have chosen a template that you don't like, you can go back and change it. You can decide, I only want it to show actual time, not days. So you can turn these on and off. Or if you don't want to include seconds, then you can also style everything here, just like anything else, right? What is the font you're going to use? What are the colors and the padding? If you wanted to include an image with the countdown timer, you could do that as well. And so that's just a little bit about the styling of the countdown timer. Any questions about this particular countdown timer here? This one I think is pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, let me know. Just drop them in the chat, or again, feel free to unmute. Next, we have a recurring countdown timer. Now, this countdown timer allows you to have the date for the recurring time in the future, but then you can have it where the the price goes on sale again and that countdown timer starts again. So this is a recurring countdown timer that you can use in your promotional calendar, in your funnel builds, in your emails. That is recurring. So here you would set up your start date and time, just like we did in the fixed. Here you are going to tell the system, how many times do I want this countdown timer to recur? So how many loops is this going to make? How many times is this going to be recurring? This is a feature that's going to come soon here. Then, of course, you're going to have your durations and your time zone. Again, you need an active link to where it leads to when it's active and one for when it expires. And then the third one that we have, this is actually kind of my favorite countdown timer to use in marketing, is a dynamic countdown timer. And the reason I like this is that it starts working on certain conditions, certain actions that your customer takes. That could be by them receiving an email or them opening an email, and it's based on them. So it's not based on like a date and time in the future. It is partially, but it's also based on that particular contact. So by that, what I mean is you can set, when does the countdown timer start? It starts when an email is sent or when an email is opened. So you can choose, when does the countdown timer start? So to give you a use case scenario for this, what I like to use this for is I'll use it in if I'm building an e-commerce store for a client and they have an abandoned cart sequence. And inside of their abandoned cart sequence, I'll use this dynamic countdown timer in that sequence to offer them a promotion to come back to the store and finish checking out, right? So I'll say, you have 2 hours to secure 10% off if you go, if you continue with your purchase. So you can use it in that way to create urgency, offer a discount, bring them back to your store. So that's one of my favorite ways to use this countdown timer as well. You can also use it like if you were doing a launch and you created a limited bonus so that this bonus was available to whoever purchased it within 2 days, and then that bonus disappears, right? And you can send that out in an email and they can receive that by email. And when they open the email, that gives them that countdown timer for that offer. So you have a few more options when setting this up. You're going to set up the countdown duration. You can also set up the end time, which is when this countdown ends. You can choose actions like whether you're basing it on when the email is sent to them or when the user opens the email. I have to make a caveat here is that you have to remember that open rates are subjective for email because some inboxes categorize someone's message as open even if the person didn't actually open it. So just keep that in mind when you're creating these. And then that's really basically the 3 different kinds of timers. What I want to point out to you here is that these dynamic timers, when the person gets their email, the timer is going to match the email, what's in their email, and also what's on their funnel page when they click on it. So it's going to match. Those 2 things will be, that's why they call them dynamic, is because the countdown timer actually matches what the person sees in their email. And it's custom to them, right? So any questions about the 3 different types of timers?
So my landing page is a recurring landing page, Tamara. So my event happens every Tuesday evening.
Hmm.
So but what I have done is on the top I've put saying register before tonight 7:59. See 11:59 before midnight is what I've told. I put there, and tonight 11:59 is every single day is the thought. But this I think will work for me. I can tell even put minutes there. No. So for
Hmm. Yes.
landing page, which one do I use? The recurring one or the dynamic one?
So, and this is every week that it happens?
It happens every week, but I can urge them to do it within the next 10 minutes of reaching the landing page. No,
Oh,
can I?
yes. Yes,
Uh,
you can. But I
and
don't know
that
if
will
I
be
would
like,
use this or if I would use the countdown timers in the funnel builder. Do you want to be able to send them out in your email?
no. Oh, so all
No.
of these are only emails, is it? Not funnels.
These are for both. So
Uh,
if you, I would only use these countdown timers if I planned to send them out inside of an email and use it on a page. If you're just
okay.
going to use it on a page, then you can use the countdown timer that's in the funnel builder.
Done. Okay. Are
Okay?
we going to see that also today?
Yes, we are going to
Ah,
talk about that right after
awesome.
this. We're going to go
Great.
and look at those. Okay?
Awesome. Awesome.
So then here you have some options once you create your countdown timer. You can embed the code for the countdown timer on another funnel page in, like, say, a WordPress site or a Squarespace site. You could do that. And you can also copy the link once you create a time countdown timer. But I really like to use these within sales process inside of either in your emails and your funnels. Okay. So I'm not going to save this one because I have a bunch saved already. And I'm just going to go out here and show you. So I have a couple of them here that I have built. So remember, here we're in the marketing area, countdown timer. This is for if you want your countdown timer to appear in your email and on your funnel page. This is where you would come to build it. Now we're going to go talk about countdown timers that just appear on your funnel pages. So in here, we're going to go to sites, and we're just going to go into a funnel that we've been working on recently. So we'll go in here to this one. And here is where you can add your funnel elements on your sales page. Okay. So here you'll notice we already have one, but I'm just going to delete this and then put this back in. Just one sec here. So if we wanted to add a countdown timer to this page, we would click on the plus sign, and you'll notice that we have elements in here that are countdown timers. Now, these only appear on your funnel pages. These cannot be chosen to be also appear in your emails. So that's the distinction between where you build your countdown timer and how it can be used. So here we have a countdown timer, a minute timer, and a day timer. So the three are really basically the same thing. It's, if we take a look at, okay, this is a countdown timer, and I'm just going to change the color to white so you can really see what's going on here. That's a countdown timer. This is a minute timer. Let's take a look at all of them. And tell me if you can tell the difference just by looking at them. And then this is a day timer. They all look the same, right? So what's the difference? The only difference is that when you have one selected and you scroll down here, you have some different options with how you set them up. Okay. So the day timer here, you have to create an expiration action. What is going to happen when the timer expires? And so you have to set that up here. Your options are you can redirect it to another funnel page. So think if we're thinking about our offer, let's say we have one order form with the sale price available on it, and we create another order form with the regular price on it. So when the countdown timer comes to an end, we no longer take them to the sale price, we take them to the regular price. Okay? Then we also have show and hide elements. Now, this is quite cool to use on webinar pages because what you can do is you can create a hidden countdown timer, and on your webinar replay page, what can happen is you can not have the buy button appear until they get to a certain point in the webinar replay. You don't have that become visible until they've watched a certain amount of time of the webinar replay. And then you can have the button appear, which is that's kind of a cool thing, right? So those are some of the actions that you have for options. And then let's just look here. This is here. You can choose how you want it to appear. It's really about styling. If we go here to the minute timer, it's just these settings that are really different from the countdown. So if we look at this, it's about actual minutes and hours and seconds. If we go here and look at the settings, you get to actually choose an end time for it. So does everybody see the difference here? So it jumps around a little bit, but this is the timer and its settings. And then this is just a minute timer, and the settings are different because it has these settings here for setting how many minutes do you want this to appear. Then if we go up here to this one, same thing. It's just about how do you end the timer? How do you want it to appear? The settings are a little bit different. So there's not a lot of differentiation between the three. You can use the three pretty much across the board. It doesn't matter which one that you use, okay? So that's how we use countdown timers in a funnel page. And then, of course, we set the end time, the expiration time, what happens when the countdown timer expires. Where are they taken? Are they taken to a regular sales page then with the regular price? You get to decide that, right? And that's your expire actions here in this section. And so if you wanted, you would have to put in a link to take them to when the countdown timer expires so that they don't stay on this page. Any questions about the countdown timers in the funnel builder?
Two questions, Tamara.
Yes.
One is, can we keep this timer floating as the customers keep scrolling down so the timer to just keep appearing on the top or the bottom? Can we do that?
So,
I've seen that happen on some landing pages.
yes. So you would need a little bit of code to do that. I have done it before in the past. I know what you mean, so that it, like, as you scroll down, it follows you as you scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can send you that code, John, if you want.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
for sure.
Thank you. One more thing I wanted to check was,
Yes.
can I do two things with the timer? One is they come on the page and
Yeah.
then they see that it'll reset into 2 minutes or 10 minutes time. And then tonight it has to reset again. Oh, no, that I can do with the custom values, right? I can do just with the date saying offer
Yes.
ending today. Okay, done. I can
Yeah.
do that with custom values.
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It sounds like you're doing some cool stuff, John.
Yeah. Trying all possible stuff.
Yeah, I
Gets
love it.
still.
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Okay, so let's talk through here a real scenario in using the countdown timers. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these here. Let's go back out, and I'm just going to save this And I'm going to come back out here and let's look at the pages that we have in our funnel so that we can think through using a countdown timer in real life, okay? We're just going to do a simple sales promotion that we want to be able to offer a sales price for a limited time offer. And then we want that offer to expire. And what happens with the countdown timer, what pages need to show up, that sort of thing. Just let me refresh here. It looks like my system is being slow. There we go. Okay. So when we think about building out our countdown timers, we have to think about we always have to start with thinking, what do we want to happen when the countdown expires, right? So let's say I'm offering a course for a set amount here. Let's see if I have something attached to this funnel. I do. Okay, I have a regular price course, and then I have an order bump attached to this. Now, these are the regular prices, okay? What if I'm having a sale and I want my sale to last for 48 hours, and then I want it just to go revert back to my regular price? What I need to do inside of my sales funnel is I need to actually build 2 order forms, right? So I'm going to create this order form and I'm going to change this to, instead of saying clone, I'm going to say regular price. Okay, and I'll update that so that this is a little more clear. And then I'm also going to clone my order form because I'm going to need to, and I'm going to clone it inside my funnel. Just takes a second here. And then I'm going to rename this one sales price. Okay. Now we're going to move this sales price up so that it sits underneath the sales page, because while the countdown timer is active, I want it to lead to the sales page. When the countdown timer expires, I want the buttons to go take them to the regular price. Okay. So now we have the pieces of our funnel set up that will allow us to build out our countdown timer. We have where we want the timer to go while it's active, which is our sales price order form, and where we want the buttons to go when it expires. Okay, so we're going to go and set this up on a sales page. And we have our sales page here. We're talking about our product. We're telling them about the sale. We're telling them about when it ends, right? So we're going to add our countdown timer in. And we're going to pull this over. We'll change that to white so everybody can see what's going on. And we're going to scroll down here and set up when does this expire? So let's give this, hold on a sec. Give this a time that it expires. So we can set a custom time. So we can say how many hours is it active for? 12 hours. Okay. And then we can tell it, where do we want this to go when it expires? So we're going to save this. And we're going to go to our regular price order form. Okay. Now, this, if they press the buttons on the page, it will, sorry, if we go back here, one sec. We actually want to put the countdown timer here But we also want to put a countdown timer on our order form as well. So our sales order form and our regular price order form. So if we go to our sales page order form, we want to also add the countdown timer here, and we want it to be the same as the countdown timer that we just created on the sales page. So we can choose 12 a.m. or 12:59. I can't remember what I chose, but there we go. And then we can say that at the end of this timer, we want to put the link in for the regular order form. Okay. So I have to have that link on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go to my regular price order form, and I'm going to grab this link up here. Okay. So I'm going to put this link in. I'll just copy this and bring this back to my sales price order form and put that in here. And I click on the countdown timer, and I bring this down here, and I put in the link for the regular order form page. Okay. So now when the timer runs out, it's not going to allow the sales price to appear anymore. It's going to take them to the regular price, right? It's not going to allow this order form to show if the time has expired. It will show them the regular price page. So that's how you set up an order or a countdown timer for your funnel. Okay. Now remember, because we use this type of countdown timer that we pulled from the elements in the builder, we can't use this in our email. But I do want to show you how you can put a countdown timer in your email. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to look at email. So inside of our marketing here, we're going to go to emails and templates. And we're going to add in a countdown timer that I already created to a email template. So when we're in our email, oh, you can see here that I've added one. I'll get rid of that. Here we're going to add an element, and we're going to add the countdown timer. So over here, we're going to click on the plus button, and you're going to see here that it has a countdown element in it. We're going to use that element. We're going to drag it over. And then what it does is it allows you to choose from all of the countdown timers that you created. So here, this countdown timer has my name. That's the name I gave the element. So that's the one I'm going to choose. And so then you can use this countdown timer in your email. And if that's the type of countdown timer you're using, it will also match the countdown timer on the funnel page. So this is how you can give your subscribers a visual representation of how long they have until this price expires or this offer expires. Any questions about using this in email?
Tamara, the same funnel, same countdown timer being on all places is because easier when I say before 11:59 tonight. But how do we do that when we keep it to 30 minutes from the time you open your email, or 30 minutes from the time you open the landing page? How do we keep, like, can we do that? Like, if, say, for example, if they spend 5 minutes on the email, when they click on the link and open the landing page, will it say 25 minutes, or will
Yes.
it say again start from zero?
No, it will start from, it'll match the countdown timer in their email. So if they've opened their
Wow.
email and you
Mm-hmm.
set up the trigger to be when they open their email,
Mm-hmm.
it will be 25 minutes on both their email and on the funnel page.
That's amazing. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you have to remember that if you're going to use a dynamic timer like that, John, it can only be used for that your contacts one time. You can't use that same dynamic countdown timer for your list again. You have to create a new one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the way the dynamic timers work is they put like a pixel on the contact to be able to track whether they are opening it or viewing the countdown timer and to make sure that it matches on the funnel page, right? So that timer can only be used once for that contact. So that's really important to remember that you can't reuse your countdown timers like that. Otherwise, the system is just going to show that it's been expired.
So it's safe to use the recurring timer, is it?
You would rather use a recurring timer, yeah? Yeah.
Ah, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Does anybody have any ideas now that you know about countdown timers? Has this sparked any ideas on how you can use it in your own business?
Yeah, I would use that on my landing page.
Yeah.
So to give them a promo offer. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, Karen. Awesome.
Yeah. It seems easy. Let's see
Yeah.
if I can do it.
You can do it. You can. And if you need help, you can come here and get some help.
Does the same actually exist for if you say this is only limited for 200 people? So is there also a counter for the number of people that have actually bought your offer?
So in that case, what I would use instead is I would use a coupon code because you can set up a coupon code for how many times it can be purchased or used.
Hmm,
So
okay.
if you go into, I'll show you this, Karen, because it's kind of a cool thing. If you go into payments on the left-hand side here,
Mm-hmm.
and if we go up to coupons, I'll just show you. When you create your coupon, you can give it a name. Now you can either have the system um, you can have the system either generate a coupon for you. So you can click generate and it generates this, or you can create a coupon code that's like spring 20. So that indicates like 20% off for spring or something, right? Then you can say, is this a percentage off or a fixed amount off? So let's say it's fixed. Let's say I'm giving them $20 off. Okay. I can put when this coupon becomes valid. So I can choose the dates that it's going to, let's say it starts on Monday. I can choose the time it starts to become valid. So you can really get really granular with when the coupon can be used. You can put when it expires. So let's say it's only for 2 days. And then I would probably use like 11:59 for the expiration date. And here you can limit the total number of times the coupon can be redeemed. So here you can say, this is only good for the first 200 buyers,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And here you can limit what product can this coupon be applied to. It can only be applied to my demo course. So if they try to use the coupon on any other product, it won't work. You can also limit it to one use per customer. So it will actually track based on their contact information. So if it's their email, they can only use. Now, again, this isn't foolproof. They could put in a different email, right? To use it for a different, but this is a kind of a way that you can put some limitation on it. And then this here is you can apply coupons to recurring payments. So if it's a subscription, you can apply the coupon based on the duration of the subscription. So if it's forever, or if you only want to apply it to the first 3 months of their subscription, you can put in here only the first 3 months of the subscription. Okay? But you can also just shut that off completely. It's up to you. So here you can actually use so that the discount only applies to 200 people or only the first 20 people that use it, whichever you want. So this is a way to safeguard that. And
That's great.
yeah. And the reason I use this rather than setting up a big complicated workflow with a math feature that tracks all the sales and stuff, this is a lot faster and easier to set up than a workflow that you have to do math equations in to try and track how many buyers you have.
And now it will automatically appear in the invoice.
So what this does is it will, once the person has to use this coupon code to receive the discount, they have to type that into the order form to receive the discount. And then it will change the price from the regular price to the $20 off.
Yeah, so in the order form, then I would need to add an option to add in the coupon code, right?
So all it is it's just a feature. So if we go to a coupon code or a order form, I'll show you. It's just a toggle that you have to make sure is turned on, that your order form can accept coupon codes. So on your order form, we'll go in here and look. It'll show here, if we click on the order form element, we want to go into advanced, and you have to scroll down and make sure enable coupon code. It's on by default. So it should be on your order form if you've put an order form on your page.
Yeah.
And then that will allow them to put in their coupon code and give them the discount.
Life is amazing.
Yeah. So that's a much easier way, so you don't have to set up like a big, long, complicated, I need to track how many people purchased this workflow kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Tamara, with this coupon code,
Yeah.
I used to do this on another page. I'm checking if that is a possibility. So what I do is I always keep it to 5 limit. And when it comes near 1, I'll again change it to 5. So every time people come there, they see a sense of urgency saying there is only 5 slots left, guys. Can we do that here also? That's manually. I do that manually.
So naughty.
Yeah. I used to do events, so events, that was one way of me doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you would have to set up you can't use a coupon for that because coupons don't show up like on your funnel page. It's the only place you put them in is the order form. So there's no place to reflect how many are left. You can do that though with combining a custom value and workflow actions using a math operation in your workflow. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. What we'd have to do is create a custom value for total tickets left. And then as people buy, that number would decrease and it would change and it would show on your order form page. So that would be, that's a little bit more complicated because we have to, there are math operations that you can use inside of a workflow. So if we look at a workflow, first of all, you'd have to create the custom value. So let's custom, update custom value. So you'd have to have a custom value created already. So let's just say course points is my custom value and it has 10 in. What's my new custom value? I would have to put like 9. And above this, I'd want to have a math operation, right? That is custom value. Actually, it would be custom. You'd have to set up custom fields first, course points, and I'd want to add or subtract 1. And then which field would I update? So this is updating the course field. And then I'm taking the custom field. It's kind of a work here. Just one sec. Custom. Field. Update contact field. There we go. I was looking for the wrong one. So then you're going to update the field data for that custom field, which is course points. And you're going to update it to 9. And then you need to update the custom value with that same value so that you can use the custom value on the landing page. And every time it changes, it will reflect the new amount of tickets that are left. So it's a little more complicated. It can be done, absolutely can be done, but it's a little bit more complicated than using the coupons. And they're like especially if you want to be able to showcase how many tickets are left, you can't do that with a coupon. You would have to do that with a custom value.
Good luck, John.
I'm going to check for the recording again and see if we can do it.
That was priceless, Karen. I love that.
Yeah.
We're here for you, John. That was so funny, Karen. Oh, that was good. I loved it. It can be done though, John.
Awesome.
I'm happy to help you with that as well. We'd have to do
Done.
some jiggling and juggling, but we could get it done.
Right. I'll work on this, watching the recording, and then I'll come with you.
Okay.
By next
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
I have one more question, an easy one, I think. Last
Okay.
time, you told us how we can add a one-time offer to a product.
Yes.
So does it actually completely work the same if you add a one-time offer to a lead magnet, but then just like the price is 0?
I wish it
Oh,
did.
no.
It does not, because your lead magnet uses just a regular contact form to collect the information, just name and email, right? It's not using an order form for them to set up payment. So you can do it. You can have your lead magnet form and page. Here, let's go through this. So Karen, what I would do is let's see if I have a lead magnet one. Oh yeah, here. Okay. So here on your lead magnet, you'd have your opt-in, which is just your name and email, right? That's all they're giving you is for the free lead magnet. They're giving you the name and email. What you need to add in here is a step for the order form for the one-time offer, right? Okay. So you'd need to add in an order form for them to be able to pay for the one-time offer. So it's not as simple as just clicking on a button and adding it to their order. And then you'd want to have, so you'd have your lead magnet opt-in where they give you their name and email address. Then you'd have an order form here where they can choose to purchase your special offer, or you'd so you need to have the order form, plus you need to have a button that says, no, thank you, I'm not interested. And both are going to take you to the thank you page. Does that make
And
sense?
if you also want to add an order bump, it goes the same way that you add a new step again, right?
You would have to have a main product that you're selling on your order form, and then you would add the order bump to this page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
Okay, good. Awesome. It can be done.
Thanks.
Absolutely. It's just done a little bit differently. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a completely off-topic question.
Bring it, John.
Can
Bring
I?
it.
Okay. So this course completion certificate, right? The certificates.
Yes.
I've added a custom value for the name, but is there a way to add a custom value for the course name also on the certificate? So it automatically goes off to them with the course name on it.
Yes.
Uh,
So it
mhm.
is, let's grab it here. I'm going to go into an email so I can, this is how I find the custom code. Just bear with me here. I'm just going to go into an email. Oh, did I go in templates? Yes. Okay. So let's say you want to find the custom value for a course name. You would go and use membership contacts, and it would be the product title. Or if you have multiple courses created in an offer in your membership, it would be the offer title. So it's either product title, which looks like this. So you would copy and paste this custom value and put it on your certification template. So it's either going to be the product, or if you have multiple courses grouped together, it would be the offer title.
Awesome. So I can find the custom code here and then put it on the certificate there, right?
That's right. So what I would do is
Awesome.
copy this,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would take it and put it on your certificate.
Amazing. Okay. Done. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Okay, well, before the class comes to an end, we're going to go over what the homework is for the Facebook group. So you can post your homework in there to get your entry in for our monthly contest. So we talked about countdown timers, and we talked about two different places where you can build them. In your marketing menu here, up at the top, you have countdown timers. These countdown timers are timers that you're going to use in both email and on landing pages in your funnels. Okay. And then there's also the countdown timers that live in the funnel builder as elements that you just pull over, right? So what I'd like to see is, I would love to see you build a countdown timer in this area. All you have to do is just build one. Just show me that you've built one by choosing new. Grab your element that or your countdown timer that you're going to choose, and just take a screenshot of whether you chose a fixed, recurring, dynamic, and all of this filled out. Just take a screenshot of that so that I can see that you know where to set that up and how to set it up. Okay. And then also show me a countdown timer on a funnel page. Now it can be the one that you create here, or it can be one that you just pull over in an element. So take a picture of the, take a picture of the countdown timer on your sales page, or wherever you're putting it. Just show me that you have a countdown timer on there. Just take a screenshot of that. And those are the two screenshots that I'll need for your entry for the hashtag sales process wins for the contest in the Facebook group. Just 2 screenshots. And just so that I can see that you know where both of the countdown timer types live. Okay? Any other questions or comments about anything? Let me check my chat here. See, I think it's just AI. Yes. Oh, Jeandre says, I accidentally created one yesterday. That's a good
I have one
accident,
more.
right?
I have one more question, Tamara.
Yes, yes.
It's, yeah, maybe strange question. I can connect PDFs to emails, right?
You can as attachments. Are you
Yeah.
sending them? How are you sending the email? Is it like just a regular email campaign, or is it you're using it inside a workflow?
Yeah, it will be inside in workflow.
Okay. So my suggestion is always going to be to you store that PDF on a Google Drive or a OneDrive and send it in the form of a shareable link rather than an attachment, because
Oh, really?
deliverability will be much better.
Oh,
I don't like to send attachments in emails through marketing. No.
okay. So I can store it on my web page then, right?
Well, you can store it in your Google Drive, and you know how you get a shareable link that you can share, and then
But
you
I
would
can
put the
also do it
link.
on my website, right? So
Yeah,
that's
you could.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure. But I'd rather you do that than send it as an attachment in an email.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Jeandre, good to see you.
Yeah, a
Thank
long
you,
time ago.
Tamaris. Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit late. I need to feed my puppy.
Oh, that's
Um,
okay.
what's this? I just have a question on calendars. I see this calendar groups. What, because I have quite a few calendars, like different meeting calendars for the different employees in the company. But how do I group them together? Is that where the calendar group comes in play?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
groups, the reason you would use groups, okay, is because, like you said, if you have lots of calendar types for different teams, if you have your marketing calendar team, or you have your salespeople team, and if you want to showcase the group of calendars on a page for your clients to be able to choose who they book a call with, then you'd want to use groups. You can also use groups to make your life easier, because it puts certain types of calendars or certain types of appointments into a group.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, it was great to see all of you here today. I hope that you guys learned something new about countdown timers and how you can use those in your own business to create that sense of urgency around maybe a promotion that you're doing or a special that you're offering. Let me just check the chat one here. Oh, great. Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. So, if you have any questions about setting up your countdown timers or need help setting them up after you've had a chance to sort of look through them, definitely come to office hours. We're happy to give you a hand with that and show you how to use them. I think they're kind of a cool way to create that visual representation of there's only a certain amount of time you have to grab this offer. You know, it does create that urgency of that this is limited and they only have this amount of time to grab it. So, all right, everybody. I hope that.
Tamara, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I have one more question on the countdown timers.
Yes.
So say you have 2 events a month, but you want people to register for the first event. Is there a way to reset that timer just to start over on the next date for the next event?
So you can do it manually, like by setting up when the
Okay.
timer resets
Yeah.
on your funnel page. You can just have
Yeah.
it so that it resets on this time. You can use one of the recurring timers so that you can use it both in your email and on the funnel page. You can use
Yeah.
a recurring
Okay.
one that just continuously loops every however many days.
Okay. Or I can just have I can have one running monthly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys back here next week.
See you guys.
Thank you so